My name is Gasper, I'm with 365 Plus Tactical. Today we will present new anti-step, anti-slash vest. We are manufacturing this in different sizes, from small up to double extra large. It's also totally adjustable by the side and up. The protection is in front, back and the side. Fully protection use special plastic inside. In front and on the back we are using softer aluminum, which you can curve or customize by your shape of the body. With me is Mr. Borut Kincl, 7th degree black belt and expert in Filipino martial arts, Israeli Kapap and chief instructor of Kempo Arnis Federation. Hi Borut.
Hi, hey, good to be here.
You were wearing this vest now about 30 days. Can you please tell us something more about it?
Yeah, I was really happy, to be able to test this vest. So I really took a lot of time to do a thorough research on this one, how it works and whether it's comfortable enough to wear. Because when we are talking about using this type of vest, the biggest concern for us is, the range of motion it's going to leave me.
Okay.
So if I can actually perform those techniques that I was supposed to do when I was doing protection work. So that's why I've been wearing it during my classes, during teaching my classes, and while I was.
So while you were fighting?
Yeah,
okay.
I was fighting, of course, while doing training for myself. I even took it, driving,
Okay.
for 80 kilometers to see whether it's too hot to have it on me. Actually, it was 28 degrees outside, and I was in my car, so to see whether it's gonna be too hot, so it's gonna be too uncomfortable. Because the most important thing is if this is gonna be comfortable enough for us to wear it. Because if it's too hot, people are gonna take it off, and then if you don't have it on you, well, there is no protection afterwards. So what I really liked about it, is that it really did give me a lot of range of motion. Because usually these type of vests are too tight here. And if they are too tight here, it's hard for me to do any blocks, any defensive techniques while I do my defensive work. So I tried it, and even with the aluminum plate, what I did is I actually molded it on my body a little bit. When I put it on first time, it was maybe a little bit wide.
And then
but then I was talking to you and I customized it a little bit. So after I did that, it actually fit on my body very well. I was able to do rolls, I was able to do any type of throws, so I was actually very pleased with it.
So you were wearing it under the shirt or over the shirt?
I tried both.
Okay.
I tried both. Of course, initially I tried it over myself, so just to see how it fits. Then I put another shirt on, and yes, what it was good, it's actually quite it cannot be seen so well. So
okay, so it's for hidden wearing.
It's for hidden wearing good as well.
Great. Okay. Today you will test it because you're professional at what you do. So you will, as told me, test it with 3 different knives.
Yes.
So can you maybe just a little bit explain what kind of knives these are, or I don't know?
Well, we're gonna try it with 3 different blade types. Knife types. So we're gonna try it with a folding knife, and 2 different fixed blades. One is going to be a small one, the other one is, of course, is going to be a larger combat knife. We're going to try to see the defensive against stabbing and against different type of slash works.
Okay.
And of course, on the front, back, and on the sides.
Okay.
Front and back, of course, are the same because it's the
yes.
same type of protection here. And then we're also going to see how it works on the sides.
Okay, great. Let's do.
Sure.
Okay.
So, as you can see, I put this vest on, and like you can see here, I molded it a little bit on my body so that it fits the curve of my body much better. Okay, this is something that after this, it enables me much better range of motion, because whenever I do different type of defensive techniques, I need room here. And many times the vests are too wide here, which don't allow us to do different type of movements with our arms. Also, in the beginning, I was a little bit concerned about the length of this one, because but then we tried it, and if it would have been a little bit longer, me going down like this, I couldn't have gone down like this. That's why, as far as the size goes, it's the perfect size. You can actually adjust it with these straps here, but still, whenever you kneel down or whenever you are sitting in your car, you know, this is exactly the right length that needs to be for this type of vest. As far as, you know, the width, you know, you can adjust it here, you know, so it depends on your body contour again, and like I said, it fits perfect on my body, and it allows me a lot of motion so that I can do any type of techniques. So we're gonna try with a small Gerber concealed carry knife. It's a small blade, and we're gonna try with steps first. So I grab the knife and I do one here. So I try different steps. And now we're gonna go from the side to see how it works from the side. Here. As we can see, nothing came through. Now we're gonna try it with a folding knife. And let's see how it works with this one. So I grab it. First, we're gonna do a few steps. Like this. Here. And now again, from the side. Okay, here we can see, okay, here didn't go through. Here on the sides, it went through a little bit. Okay, these are just very minor scratches here, you know, which wouldn't cause any serious damage. But we have to understand one thing. I don't know how it looked, but I was actually hitting very hard on this one. You know, when he asked me to do the test, I did the test the way against somebody who would really try to stab you. So I went full force the way somebody would actually go on the street. So yes, on the side it can go through a little bit, but again, this wasn't a fake test, this was a real test to see how this would protect me. And now we're gonna try with this combat knife. This is of course a larger knife, heavier knife, which is gonna enable me to do even more, to hit with even more force. So again, I'm gonna try with steps to the front of the body, here. Okay, that was one. Okay, so I did the hit. Now we're gonna go again from the side.
Okay, Borut, can you please explain he went through? This would be, let's say, what could cause this? I mean, would you die because of that, or it's just, what's the damage?
The way I felt it going through, it went through about 1, maybe half centimeter. So this went in about this much. Of course, the person would have been bleeding here, but still, like I said, this was a heavy knife, and I hit full force. And also I know how to hit, so that was the most that somebody would ever get stabbed with a knife.
Okay, can you please also explain, because this is a doll, it's standing still. What can happen in a true life, I mean in true combat?
This is exactly the point that we must explain here. In reality, like here, my Goras was holding the dummy here, and the dummy wasn't moving at all. So he was actually pushing the dummy toward the force. So as I did this, you know, of course, the two forces were colliding. And that's why the force going inside was actually much stronger than what it would have been in reality. In reality, what happened when somebody steps or somebody hits somebody, actually we go back with our body a little bit. We absorb the force. So it's never going to be a step, somebody stands like this and somebody stabbing you the way we were doing the test here. This was the extreme test. This was the most and the harshest situation anybody could ever encounter. But like I said, in reality, the moment something starts coming, you know, our natural reaction is to go a little bit away from the force. So the damage would never been the way it was done here.
Okay, so if I understand, like a non-professional, the damage would be less?
Definitely.
Okay, and also...
Definitely. Like I say, I really go through my punches. I mean, with my steps. Same as I would go with my punches, I would go through, Same I did here. This wasn't just going for the, just hitting the body.
Okay.
I actually hit through it, so
Okay.
absolutely.
Is also any difference because you're 110 kilo of muscles and me? Would be there any difference if I as a normal person?
Definitely it wouldn't be nearly as much, but you asked, you wanted a professional to test it, so we went the way I would have done it to somebody. So I went absolutely full force, but a normal person wouldn't have done it nearly as much as I did right now. Because you also have to know how to hit. If you would have seen, I naturally bent my arm a little bit to go under the angle. Because the first two cuts I did on the last one, I went here. The last one, I felt, you know, it's gonna be easier to go through, go here. Also to go between the ribs. So I went in, so it's gonna be easier. Of course, the force was a little bit easier to penetrate through this vest. Okay, now we're gonna try it with the reverse grip as well. Okay, so I'm gonna come. I can go with a support again. Okay, so this was in a reverse grip. I can again try it here. Okay, I also tried it in a reverse grip. Here, absolutely nothing came through. Here, there were just small little ones. It was actually much less than what I did before. Okay, now we're gonna try with slashes. So, slashes to the body. So I can go with a slash here, down. Okay, I can do an X. Okay, we can do the same to the sides. Here. Okay, so let's see what we do. Well, the slashes didn't come through. Still the same. Of course, on the front side, nothing came through. Just, of course, we destroyed the vest. So as far as defense against slashes, it's absolutely proof. So it wouldn't go through. Here you can see the cuts that we did. You can see them a little bit on the aluminum. So you see, I went really deep. I mean, I really tried to go very strong, but it was just a minor cut to the aluminum, which of course didn't go through. Okay, just a short explanation about the protection here. You know, for obvious reasons, which is, you know, mobility, we cannot put steel aluminum plates in here. Because you have to understand, in reality, it's very rarely that anybody's ever gonna do a perfect, clean shot in here. You know, because usually it's gonna be the hands gonna be here. Even if you're just gonna protect very naturally, you know, it's hard to get to that position. But if he knows just some basic natural movements as far as defense against a knife, you know, it's gonna come something like this. And if it comes something like this, it's very hard to do any real penetration on the side of the body. Yes, I could have done something like here and then maybe, you know, I could have gone here or here, but still, you know, this is very unrare to really happen in reality. So to be cut from there or from this position, it's actually very hard. Yes, you can get through, but to have like a full striking here, you know, somebody would really have to know what's going on to be able to penetrate inside the body.
Borut, thank you for making this test for us.
Sure,
it was nice
sure.
to work with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.